Good evening, everyone. Time for another silver update. This is the 5-minute chart of silver provided by netdania.com. You can click on the link below. Now, if you remember, we had a serious decline in the price of silver going up into the Fed announcement minutes where Bernanke decided not to taper. You can see that was right in here. Some had mentioned that perhaps it had been leaked. And then, of course, we had this move from 2120 to about 2320. So that's about a 10% move, at least to this high point, 10% move. You're talking about a 7-8% move. So a 10% move up and about a 7 or 8% move down. Now, of course, this move down was accompanied by a very large move down in the stock market as well, and that was due to the debate about Obamacare being defunded and the debt ceiling coming on, and this thing that we continually have to revisit because we're going deeper and deeper into debt. And then the nonsensical statement by the president that raising the debt ceiling doesn't mean we need to go deeper in debt. But the absurdity of this, that the price of silver, as I pointed out before covering Jason Homel's article, that should move about 0.02% per day is having 10% moves, is completely absurd. We know that the price of silver is determined by supply and demand, or should be determined by supply and demand. The amount of silver that's used in manufacturing and investing certainly cannot change by 10% day in and day out. So first of all, we know we have a manipulated market, and second of all, we have a market that's affected by these nincompoops, central planners, and they're always a failure. They're the scourge of the earth, and we're going to show you that in tonight's episode. Now, I wanted to take you to a commentary that's from Mises, and this is Peter G. Klein talking about this sort of thing. I just want to play a part of it for you.
I mean, what a crazy world we live in, where so much of the performance of the economy depends not only on one guy, Ben Bernanke, and his team of experts, but on the interplay between what Bernanke says by dropping little indirect hints about what the Fed might do, how investors perceive those hints, how investors react, how analysts react. In other words, the big story yesterday was not so much the Fed deciding that it would not begin the tapering, but would continue to stimulate at the same rate, but the fact that this was contrary to everybody's expectations, that all the pundits, all the experts, all the financial advisors and so forth, everyone believed that Bernanke would begin the tapering because he had hinted earlier that he would do so, and he shocked everybody. He surprised everybody by going in a different direction of keeping the stimulus going. I mean, wouldn't it be better if we had an economy in which entrepreneurs, capitalists, and other market participants could make decisions about what to do, what to invest in, what kinds of businesses to start, what kind of businesses to sustain and grow, if consumers and workers could decide what to do, where to go, what to buy, where to work, and so on, based on fundamentals, based on real economic factors, not based on some weird psychology game or rhetoric game between the market and Mr. Bernanke. I mean, to his credit, Bernanke speaks in complete sentences in intelligible English, unlike his predecessor, Mr. Greenspan, who had this sort of way of, that did this incomprehensible mumbling. But it's still the case that so much time and effort, so much energy, so much real wealth is destroyed because everybody's playing this game. What will the Fed do? Will the Fed do what it said it did? Said it was going to do? Is it going to try to fool the market? Is Bernanke being clever, pulling some kind of a trick by saying one thing and then doing another? What a tremendous drain on the economy that we live in that kind of a world. And one other comment, everybody's been excited the last several months trying to anticipate who the president will choose as the next Fed chair after Mr. Bernanke retires. Would it be Larry Summers? Well, over the weekend, Summers announced that he was withdrawing his candidacy. Will it be Janet Yellen, who's widely considered the front runner now? Wouldn't it be great if we lived in an economy